What's going on, Guardians? And today we're talking about one of my favorite activities in all of Destiny. It tops the Crucible, it tops raiding, it is sitting down. Now, because I'm a hunter, you might believe that I run around a lot. That is not true. Putting that myth to rest, I sit down. And I think this says for all us hunters, we don't do much. We're like cats. But because the Bungie developers decided to add a button where you can just sit down, it leads us to strive for that perfect sitting, chilling experience. And who else but to give you that information but me, the person who sits down in every single video because he's too lazy to get gameplay. Yes. Whereas I am careless with the gameplay, I am not careless with where I sit down. That is very important to me. And with all this extensive experience and knowledge of sitting down, I have created the perfect top 10 places to sit down / chill. Feel free to comment your own places to sit down and chill. Most of you guys probably sit down in the tower, but as for me, I actually look out and try to find the best place to sit. So here's my top 10. At number 10, we have, quite simply, the Cosmodrome. But not just the Cosmodrome, there's specific places within the Cosmodrome. For example, back where nobody goes, literally no one goes back there. Rasputin entrance, that's an area. Certain times of the day actually are important. Keep in mind that sometimes the Aurora Borealis can be out, whereas sometimes it's not, it's just stars, and sometimes it's the beautiful sunset, and sometimes it's high noon. But, back at the Cosmodrome, where nobody goes, sunset, perfect. There is one other place that I can't really describe, it's just kind of timing. It's by Skywatch, and it's just on top of that little hut that no one goes over to. At number 9, we have the Vault of Glass, whether it's within or not. For the sake of me not wanting to get into a raid team and go within the Vault of Glass, here is me sitting in front of it. Now, this isn't a bad place to sit at all, except for the fact that a Praetorian may want to shoot at you occasionally, and some hobgoblins, but going within, you will find some amazing places to sit down. For example, the place that Bungie never really wanted you to go, where people thought the 6th chest was, the Trails of Kabar. Pardon my pronunciation of Kabar, I will always say it like that. At number 8, we have Phobos. Now this one reminds me a lot of Europa, that's why I love it so much. When Europa comes out, probably this will be in place of that, but until then, we have Phobos. Now the key about Phobos is to not go too far within the mission. You must stay in the beginning area. There, you will have the very snowy, which is not actual snow, dust effect, which leads you to believe that is Europa, but it's actually not. So, you know, it's got that thing going for it. It'll also occasionally have some ships flying by, so that's pretty cool. At number 7, we have Crota's End Raid. This is the beginning part. It's kind of a hard place to get out of, but it doesn't have much to see, but it does have some funky, doing cheeky thralls. They like to come up, hit you in the back once in a while, and run back. It makes for some pretty amusing gameplay. Now, for some of you, this may not actually be something you want. You may not want to always be looking over your shoulder just in case the thrall might kill you, but for us that are unbelievably chill, that don't need to do anything at all, this is just fine. At number 6, we have the moon. More importantly, the background of the moon. You must have this exact background. It cannot be anywhere else. There is one other place, but that's kind of not anywhere close to this. You must have this exact background. I'll leave you guys to find that, where exactly I'm sitting. It cannot be somewhere else with a different angle of the background. It must be this exact background, so please go and find it. I dare you. It's not that hard. At number 5, we have the Dreadnought. More importantly, the beginning spot of the Dreadnought. Just turn around and there you see Saturn. Quite beautiful, actually. And if you want to get creative like me, you'll end up climbing some posts and finding some fire, giving you a nice ember effect, which is also a fantastic place to chill. Unfortunately, if this was actually real life, sitting in some burning embers would not feel nice. But then again, I have no idea how Destiny suits works, so you could possibly be just fine. Also, you must have this exact background. No more, no less. Maybe more debris of the ships, but no less Saturn. At number 4, we have the top of the Citadel. More importantly, the top of a little antenna of the Citadel. You could sit on top of the beginning part as soon as you get up to the top, but that's just not my fashion. Prefer to have a little stick up my ass, which would make it a not great place to sit, but it does have a great background. At number 3, we have the Black Garden. Don't mind my armor, it was a long time ago, so go ahead and make fun of that. But the Black Garden is very special because there is many places to actually sit. The best one, of course, is as soon as you finally see the whole of the Black Garden. That gives you the most coverage, best background, best colors, just all around best place to sit down. Also, there's not a lot of enemies near, and that always makes for something good. Venturing any further limits your visibility of the background, which also limits the visibility of your viewers wanting to actually look at your screen. And, you know, background's important, guys. You gotta have a pretty looking screen. At number 2, we have the Top of Cade's stash. Very close to my heart, this one is. In fact, I used it literally 4 times in 4 videos because I just turned the camera 90 degrees each time, which gave me a new position. So if you look back at some of the lore videos, you'll find that there is a place where I sit that has the same height almost, which looks kind of the same, whereas one has towers, one has ships far off in the distance, one has, I don't know, remember. The sun is different, so one of them is dark, one of them is sunset, one of them is high noon. It's just a great place to sit down. A little bit hard to get up there if you're not good at jumping, but you'll make your way up there. And also, you will sit with a stick up your ass. So, comfortable, 0, background, view, 10 out of 10. And at number 1, of course, it's me, so favoritism plays a big effect into everything in this one. The top of the vault. Not the vault of glass, just the vault of the tower. Now, what makes it so special? Well, the Traveler does make for some pretty good looking backgrounds. Time of day varies, also giving us a nice effect. Sunset's always fantastic in the tower, can't argue with that. But the top of the vault is just, you could show anything there. For example, you can have top 7 shaders. Wait, I've already done that. Or you could somehow manage to fit in the top of the vault in maybe 10 plus videos. Oh wait, I've also done that. You could stand on top of there, which is not sitting, but you could just do a just do it for a while. I've done that too. You know, you can do anything on the top of the vault. Personal favorite, sitting down next to these birds doing nothing, because those birds do not move. So this is one of the very few that can actually have a companion with that's not an annoying other person, but it is a pigeon. And that is what sells me 100% on this. Comfortable, 10 out of 10. Visibility, background, views, 10 out of 10. Now, if you're wondering if I missed any, there's only really one that I would like to mention. That is the King's Fall throne room after you defeat Oryx. There's only one problem with this, is that you can never be there long enough to enjoy sitting down. If you don't know what I mean, go ahead, beat Oryx if you dare. You can still play, you probably don't. And just wait. If you wait maybe about 3 minutes, you get kicked out and you get sent to orbit. That's annoying. That's not comfortable. Okay? You will get comfortable, but then you'll be kicked out. So, what's the point of even trying? That's why I like to mention it, but not actually put it on the list. Great view though, seeing Oryx floating down there, but just not good. But anyway guys, that's been it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this really weird top 10, but it's something I'm very good at, so you can trust me on this one and say that this is a very well put together top 10. But that's been it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, Guardians.